Less than a week. You heard me. You only have a few days left before Chisa arrives, bringing with her Japan-style emo and a big-ass scissor that can cut down your pride, if not of what's left of your manhood. She's very mechanical and a total mathematical disappointment, but beneath that chaos sits a surprisingly elegant system of healing and pacing. But how does all that number soup turn into actual damage? Let's dig in. Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta sayon lahat. I've been swamped lately with added responsibilities, including stepping into a new role as the head of a Canadian tech firm, setting up shop in the Asia-Pacific region. This means a lot of travel across East and Southeast Asia, all the way to Australia. In addition, my role with the local Canadian Chamber of Commerce has expanded, which really eats up so much of my time recently. Apologies if I'm using more of my slave AI voice. Using it helps with the time crunch and travel haze. Also, a quick disclaimer, please take all info here with a grain of salt until all is confirmed by Kuro. So, here's the setup. We're looking at her damage for one full rotation. Sure, she can loop like a caffeinated blender, but let's not melt our brains just yet. Most players will probably run her as a support healer in negative status teams anyway, not as some frontline berserker pretending to be a surgeon. But wait, let's stop pretending. There is a content drought, and while Kuro is cooking up the next region, not a lot of asteroids are floating around. So if you must top up, get some edge to your 3.0 asteroid farming by getting a massive 24% discount with Loot Bar. It's a great way to keep your top-ups cheap and safe. Loot Bar offers cheaper than in-game top-ups, and if you use my link in the description, you can get an extra 10% off your first Lunite subscription, Battle Pass, or refill purchase. Trusted by gacha fans for their reliability and customer service, they're rated near perfect on Trustpilot. Their DIY mobile top-up means you get your discounts without giving your password. I know because I use them. So if you're planning to pull, this might just be your wallet's best friend. Hit that link, save big, and help support the channel. Now, back to the video. She's rocking 2164 total attack after factoring in her Echo and signature weapon bonuses. We've got 82% Havoc damage bonus, 84% Resonance Liberation damage bonus, and 24% all-attribute damage bonus from her weapon's passive. Crit damage? A crisp 250%. Basically, she's packing enough math to make your calculator sweat. She opens with Reverberance, Return, smoothly transitions into Eye of Unraveling, then revs up Serrated Loop, 8 rhythmic hits that feel like mechanical poetry if you squint hard enough. All that builds to her big encore, Resonance Liberation, Moment of Nihilism, a glorious 954.29% Havoc explosion that nukes enemies and heals the team like a violent spa day. Then she goes full blender mode, chainsaw mode, tearing through Soaring Blitz stages 1 to 3 before finishing with Soaring Eradication at 100 ring charge. It's chaos, it's control, and somehow it's all technically healing. With her total attack at 2164, her damage output rises a bit. We're looking at roughly 99k without crits, or 223k to 250k per crit rotation. Around 38% of that comes from chainsaw mode, perfectly synced with her liberation buffs. It's a small but noticeable boost, like sprinkling chili flakes on your ramen, giving her rotation a nice little kick. Her liberation alone can hit over 150k on a crit, which is a welcome blessing considering the rest of her kit feels more like being gently nibbled by a dozen playful kittens. Now, let's talk about design intent, because Kuro clearly didn't want her breaking the damage charts. Without her signature weapon, she hits like a soggy rice cracker. For context, Choiwen can deal nearly 200% more total damage in half the time and still have energy for a snack afterward. Chisa's different. She's not about burst, she's about sustain. To turn her into a real DPS, you'd have to go full scientist mode. Resonance sequences 3, 5, and 6, plus her signature weapon. Then she starts showing those hybrid DPS glimmers. Otherwise, she's a healer who occasionally threatens enemies with mild discomfort. Her rotation lasts about 12 to 15 seconds, looping endlessly, giving her consistent healing cycles. Based on her total attack at 2164, Chisa's healing from her Moment of Nihilism burst scales at roughly 50% of her attack per tick, restoring around 10,080 HP per second for 6 seconds. Over a full rotation, that's about 6,500 to 7,000 HP team-wide, depending on crits and echo modifiers. During Chainsaw mode, each hit from Soaring Blitz adds small pulses of self-heal for about 8% of her attack per strike, roughly 170 HP per hit, and these micro-heals stack fast when she's attacking continuously. Between burst healing and these sustained pulses, she can comfortably top off the team every rotation, maintaining over 10k of total recovery across her cycle, making her one of the most reliable sustain units in the entire roster. Now, about her shield. During Soaring Eradication, she deploys a 30-second team-wide barrier that scales with her updated attack, absorbing roughly 9,200 damage. Think of it as a mechanical force field that laughs at your average boss tantrum while she's casually cycling healing and buffs. It covers the whole team, protecting every squishy ally and buying precious seconds for rotations. On top of that, the shield interacts perfectly with her other abilities. While it's soaking damage, her healing pulses and buff-up time continue uninterrupted, making her both a literal and figurative Swiss Army nurse. You can almost picture her sipping tea behind the barrier while the chaos unfolds. She's that reliable and stylish. But her real secret weapon isn't damage or shielding, it's her outro. This isn't just some passive bonus, it's the ultimate team enabler. With it, allies can stack negative status and Electro Rage 3 levels higher for 15 seconds, basically turning minor debuffs into catastrophic chaos for enemies. On top of that, the Thread of Bane team-wide buff triggers every time anyone inflicts a debuff, meaning your whole team suddenly starts spitting out extra damage while Chisa stands back, twirling her virtual mustache and pretending she isn't single-handedly orchestrating the fight. It's subtle, it's devastating, and it makes her feel like the conductor of a perfectly brutal symphony. So yeah, that 223k to 250k per rotation, that's just surface level. In actual fights, her support effects multiply the whole team's performance. Over time, her contribution quietly snowballs, making her the unsung hero of every debuff comp. Basically, her personal DPS is the appetizer, her team synergies the main course. Well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration because her damage is really pathetic. But try looking at her more as the shorekeeper for negative status buffs, the same way that Lupa is the shorekeeper for monofusion. Chisa isn't just a healer, she's a status amplifier, a tempo stabilizer, and the mathematical backbone of any debuff-heavy setup. The longer the fight drags on, the stronger she becomes. Her uptime is practically eternal thanks to Resonant Thread of Closure and her ridiculous healing loops. People often speculate that she'll replace Rover, but the reality is even more interesting. She can actually step in for Phoebe and Shakona too. Her knack for doubling status effects means Rover can generate more spectral frazzle stacks, which Zani absolutely needs. Meanwhile, Arrow Rover can also double Cardatia's stacks from 6 to a whopping 12 Arrow Erosion stacks. This clever interaction allows you to stay in Fleur-de-Lis form without constantly switching back to Cardatia, letting the Arrow Erosion stacks drain naturally. By the time you need to use her ultimate, you'll already have the 6 necessary stacks, meaning you can trigger it effortlessly. It's a subtle but brilliant efficiency tweak, making team rotation smoother and letting players feel like tactical geniuses rather than button mashers. And if PB's your cup of tea, Chisa and Roverton buff her frazzle stacks even more, increasing her negative status damage. How cool is that? But let's be honest, the effort to reward ratio is a little skewed. You put in frame-perfect rotations, and the game gives you polite applause. It's like driving a Ferrari in a school zone. Kuro might have over-engineered her, rewarding precision and timing with neat instead of wow. A small buff to multipliers or cleaner inputs could make her the perfect hybrid. But maybe that's not the point. She's not meant to be fireworks. She's a rhythm game disguised as a healer. She's for players who find joy in mastering flow instead of chasing leaderboard clout. At the end of the day, Chisa's all about balance, complex mechanics, deliberate pacing, and crystal clear purpose. She turns chaos into harmony and turns survival into style. She doesn't brute force her way to victory, she engineers it. While others spam for big numbers, Chisa mains play for precision. They don't chase dopamine, they chase rhythm. And that's what makes her shine. If this video helped you out, drop a like and hit subscribe for massive crit rate buffs. Ring that bell for extra gacha luck. Thanks for watching. Maraming salamat po, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.